What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're doing a Raw recap. We started off with Randy Orton coming out. He calls out AJ Styles, says he wants to RKO him. AJ Styles comes out. He's pissed off because he got played last week. Styles says that his RKO is phenomenal. Then Drew McIntyre comes out. He runs down AJ and Orton. He says he'll be winning the Royal Rumble and says, let's make this a triple threat match. So right off the bat, quick going, we have a match. Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Early on in the match, the OC try to interfere but are taken out by McIntyre and Orton. This is a really good match and a good start for Raw. AJ Styles hits a draping DDT on Orton. He sets up for the RKO but he misses. Randy Orton ends up hitting a Styles Clash on AJ. Orton hits him with the RKO, but Drew McIntyre hits him with a Claymore kick and pins AJ Styles to win. Like I said, this was an awesome match. I liked it. Then we have Ricochet versus Mojo Rawley. This is an match. Ricochet hits the recoil in the 630 and gets the pin. Alright. Then we have Raw's hype men, the Street Profits, pulling an Elias and wasting time till we come to our next match. Charlotte Flair versus Sarah Logan. I guess we're finally going to have our match from last week. But unfortunately, it was still a waste of time. Charlotte Flair won with the figure 8. Alright. So far we had one good match and 2 suck matches. Alright, we're on a good roll here.
Bruh.
Then we have Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman coming out. I guess we had to pad that talk time that we didn't get from earlier in the night. Paul Heyman runs down the crowd. The crowd says, you suck. Paul Heyman and Lesnar start to leave. The crowd starts cheering, which I kind of agree. Sadly, they come back. Paul Heyman starts over and gets heavily booed. Repeats basically everything that he said from last week, which, okay, who gives a fucking shit? Thankfully, he's interrupted by R-Truth. He comes out and he says that he's going to be entering the Royal Rumble and is going to be throwing Paul Heyman's ass over the rope. Paul Heyman tells him he's not going to be in the Royal Rumble. It's going to be Brock Lesnar, to which R-Truth undeclares himself out of the Royal Rumble. R-Truth says Paul Heyman talks a lot and goes on and on and on, kind of like how this bit's going.
And to make a long story short, too late.
Brock Lesnar levels R-Truth and gives him an F5. As R-Truth is being helped up the ramp, he's leveled by Mojo Rawley, who pins him to become the new 24/7 champion. Then we waste more time recapping the Bobby Lashley-Lana shit show, which brings us to our next match, Rusev versus Bobby Lashley with Lana at ringside. I thought that Liv Morgan was supposed to be here. Now, taking the whole story out of the match, this match was actually really good. Like I said, if you take the shit show out, this was good. I liked this match. 2 big powerhouses going at it. Bobby Lashley had one hell of a spear. But of course, Lana had to get involved, and this finally gets Liv Morgan to come out. She confronts Lana. Lana grabs some guy's beer, I think, and throws it at her. Throws her up against the barricade. This distracts Rusev. Bobby Lashley hits a spear and gets the pin. Backstage, we waste more time with Bobby Lashley and Lana, because now we're going to have a mixed man tag match next week, which Rusev and Liv Morgan confirm later on. I really don't give a shit. We then have Jerry Lawler in the ring for the contract signing for the Raw Women's Championship match at Royal Rumble. Becky Lynch comes out. She really doesn't have much to say. Asuka comes out. She has a whole bunch to say. Don't know what she said, but she has a whole lot to say. They sign their contract. Asuka hits the green mist onto Becky Lynch, which severely pisses her off, and basically she's going to whip Asuka's ass. We then have Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy, Part 3, on ice. I was honestly thinking this was going along the lines of the laws of diminishing returns. The more you keep seeing it, the more it's going to suck. But no, this was still an awesome match. Murphy and Black basically beat the shit out of each other, including a couple of spots where they basically flew into the crowd. After a botched pin by the referee, Aleister Black hit the Black Mass and got the pin once again to win. But this is not the last we're going to be seeing of Buddy Murphy. Now it's time for the weekly Erick Rowan squash match. The aforementioned Buddy Murphy is still sitting at ringside. Rowan tosses the jobber around. Rowan sticks his hand into the cage and ends up getting bit. Okay, that was kind of stupid. Hits the jobber with the Iron Claw, gets the pin. Okay, this is like the 7,824th squash match in a row Erick Rowan has had. Going into our main event, the fist fight, the rules are as follows. No holds barred, anything goes. The only way you can win is for the opponent not to continue. So basically, this is a last man fucking standing match. So much for this first time ever bullshit. It's basically a last man standing match. We're just going to rename it and say, hey, we haven't done this before. So we got Samoa Joe, Big Show, and Kevin Owens versus the AOP and Seth Rollins. Once again, Buddy Murphy is still sitting at ringside. The AOP and Seth Rollins attack the Big Show as he's coming down the ramp. Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe come running down with kendo sticks and all hell breaks loose. In one cool spot, Kevin Owens basically parkours up the side of the stage and cannonballs onto the AOP. Big Show knocks Seth Rollins out of the ring where he sees Buddy Murphy and tells him, hey, help us. Gets back into the ring. Big Show beats him down. He's setting up for the KO punch. But Buddy Murphy comes running in and hits the low blow on the Big Show. Chucks him into a table. Back up on the stage, the AOP take care of Owens and Samoa Joe. They come running back and powerbomb the Big Show off the turnbuckle. Seth Rollins hits the curb stomp, and they win the match. Okay, well, alright, whatever. After all this goes on, Buddy Murphy is welcomed into the whole group. So now we got Buddy Murphy, Seth Rollins, and the AOP. So I guess this is going to mean that we're going to have Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, the Big Show, and Aleister Black now facing him. I don't know. Who cares right now? Tonight's Raw was okay. I mean, it started off on a really good note, then kind of went downhill like they normally do, and then had a really good spot with Buddy Murphy and Aleister Black, then kind of went back downhill a little bit. So it was a roller coaster night. It didn't totally suck, but it had enough good points to bring it up. And that'll do it for this episode of Raw Recap. I'll be back later this week for the SmackDown review. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's Raw, what you thought about this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.